back in session 4, week number 2. This is our second of 2 videos for this week, and we want to take a look at what we have to do in session 4. So let's open up the class session folder and see what's there. I don't think there's too much reading in session 4. You'll notice we get into a pattern on each of the writing projects where there is some reading. You write a draft, you submit it for peer response. You also get response from me. You get a chance to polish it, maybe turn it into tutor.com, and then you submit it in 2 places. And that's what we'll be doing for this first writing project. And that'll be the pattern for all of the writing projects. Yep, there's only one chapter this time. Chapter 5, Understanding Analytical Writing. There are Ivy Tilt, which are library tutorials, and then turning in the second part of writing project number 1, steps 7 through 10. Make sure you stick around for all of this video because I'm going to remove one of those steps. And also getting some peer feedback. It's early this morning, I can't talk. Discussion board on critical rereading, the Ivy Tilt exercise, and then your final draft. So let's take a look at the learning activities. Of course, there's your textbook. I'm not going to open that, but there's only one chapter to read. The Ivy Tilt tutorials. And there's a short quiz on the library database. Click on all of these and watch them. They're short videos. Starting smart, choosing a topic, etc. This is probably the most important one using Ivy Cat. Because when we get to the final writing project, you're going to have to do some research through the library database and find sources for what you're going to be writing about. Also citing sources, that one's very important as well. Remember I said in the first video for this week, you can use Citation Machine. There's a bunch of other websites that do the same thing to help you with your citations. I'm not going to open these up. I know you'll do that, but that's where they are. It also helps you with the quiz. And here are steps 7 through 10 for Writing Project 1. Writing Project 1, of course, is the one that you did about an article from Core Reading that you found. Okay, so you've already completed steps 1 through 6. All we have to do is finish up steps 7 through 10. This is where you're going to get feedback from the other folks in the class about what you wrote. You will also get feedback from me, and you're going to take that feedback, polish up your first writing project for your final version. Here's the part I want you to skip. It says, along with your final draft, submit a cover letter describing the feedback that you got. Don't do that part. I'm going to remove that for this one. It also says strengthen your voice. These changes can be discussed in your cover letter, which of course you can skip. The most important thing is where you turn it in. You're going to turn it into 2 places. Send it directly to me as an attachment, and you're also going to turn it in to the plagiarism checker. And I'll show you where those are. So steps 1 through 6 already done. Focus on steps 7 through 10. Sorry if I sound a little funny this morning. I have really bad allergies in the spring, and they're worse in the morning. Assignments and assessments. Look, there's tutor.com. Use it. Why wouldn't you? Session 3 and Session 4, discussion. Let's go take a look at that. And I think I touched on this in the first video, although I recorded that one yesterday. And we have no responses in there, so I can't show you any of that right now. Sorry about that. This is where you will read what your classmates posted in session 3. You're going to pick 2 of them and you're going to write a response to each of them. Each response should be, as it says, about 100 words, more if you like, and you're going to write 2 of them for 200 words total. The Ivy Tilt exercise, I will open this up. I won't begin it. Again, this is just 10 multiple choice questions, very easy, about the library database. Once you take the Ivy Tilt tutorials, you'll do great on this. And the most important one for session 4, writing project 1. The first one is the one that comes directly to me. And as I mentioned before, when you turn in a draft to me, you're going to get all kinds of feedback. Everyone will get individual feedback on what you've turned in. When you turn it in for the final project, I don't get very much feedback at all. I figure you've already seen what I'm looking at. Pretty much just assign a grade. I might give you a little bit of feedback, but for the most part, no. And I grade these very quickly. 85 points possible for this first writing project. The points possible for a writing project do go up incrementally, and the final writing project is worth quite a bit. You're going to send it to me as an attachment. Click on Browse My Computer, find the file, and attach it there. As always, there's a space for comments. Never, ever, ever put your essay in comments. It does happen, and it drives me crazy. You don't have to say anything in comments. You could say, "Have a nice day, Mark," whatever you'd like, but you don't have to put anything there. Once you've added your attachment, click on Submit. That's the one that comes to me. Before I assign your grade, of course, I also look at the second one, and this is the one that checks for originality to make sure that if something is included in there that's not original to you, that you provided the proper citation. I do not believe that you should ever turn in an essay to me that has 0% of material that's not original to you, because that means you're not including anything from anyone else. All I look for here is that when some material does come from somewhere else, that you attribute it to the source. I would say most essays in classes like this that I've done probably contain originality or material that is not original to you of 20 to 30%. That's a good percentage. If it's 100, then you got the paper from somewhere else. Not that anybody in this class would do that. So, turn in your final writing project in 2 places. This one comes to me. This one checks for originality. Make sure you cover the Ivy Tilt exercise. And make sure in session 3 that you go to the discussion board, read what's there, pick 2 of them, and in session 4, respond. And I think that might be it for class session 4, but let's double check. This one's a little easier, especially easier than that first week, right? Only 1 chapter to read, chapter 5. Make sure you do the Ivy Tilt tutorials. Respond to the discussion board, 2 responses, minimum of 100 words each. Take the Ivy Tilt exercise. Turn in your final draft of writing project 1 in 2 locations, 1 directly to me and 1 for originality checking. And I believe that is it for session 4. As always, reach out to me. Text me at 812-498-4200. I respond as quick as I can. If you want to talk to me, 800-416-1747. My email address, mstenger and the number 1 at ivytech.edu or mstenger at metlife, metlife.com. Thanks for your patience, everybody. Have a great week.